Okay, good morning. We're here for two reasons this morning. First, because we are tired of the drift represented by the President's speech to the nation after General Petraeus' statement last week. The policy outlined by the President is being sold to the country as a plan to reduce our troop levels in Iraq, but it's quite the opposite. It's a plan intended to guarantee that we will have a heavy troop presence there for a decade. When you strip away the fog, it is simply a plan to get us back 6 months from now to the same place we were 6 months ago before the surge began. It is not being undertaken with any new determination to reduce troop levels. It's simply recognizing that we do not have enough troops to sustain the surge level. It is a confession that the President has not a clue about how to get us out of that civil war. It is simply a plan to punt the problem to his successor, ruining two administrations rather than just one. It's supported by the Congress. It's a recipe for keeping us tied down in the Middle East in an occupation for years, destroying what little goodwill we have left in the nation. It's also a plan for draining the Treasury dry of funds that we desperately need to invest in crucial initiatives here at home in order to build a stronger country and a more family-friendly country. In addition to the regular defense appropriation request of over $460 billion, the President is asking Congress to appropriate an additional supplemental request of almost $200 billion, a blank check to finance U.S. activities in Iraq, and he clearly expects that request to be repeated for years to come. I would be more than willing to report out a supplemental meeting the President's request if that request were made in support of a change in policy that would do three things. First, establish as a goal the end of U.S. involvement in combat operations by January of 2009. Second, ensure that troops would have adequate home time between deployments, as outlined in the Murtha and Webb amendments. And third, as part of a determination to engage in an intensive, broad-scale diplomatic offensive involving other countries in that region. But this policy does not do that. It simply borrows almost $200 billion to give to the Departments of State, Defense, Energy, and Justice with no change in sight. As chairman of the Appropriations Committee, I have absolutely no intention of reporting out of committee any time this session any such request that simply serves to continue the status quo. I also have no intention of acquiescing in a policy that will result in draining the Treasury so dry that it will result in the systematic disinvestment in America's future.